from Hayes, America. It is the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. And Matt, first, before we begin this show today, first off, it's his birthday. Hey, happy birthday! 22.
Thank you, Smitty McQueen.
Thank you, 22. Make sure you all wish him a happy birthday. And real quick, Matt, I got something for you. Yeah, you know, we're going to have to get through this show first, but right here we go, Matt. We got you a birthday cake.
Cheers.
So
That's
there
right.
you go, my man.
Man, I'm going to tear up.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
So, anyway, you know, dig it. Should we just put it in your face? I mean, that might hurt, though.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, we're going to put this away real quick. We'll just set it right here.
Yeah,
Set it right here for today's
awesome.
show. So, there you go, my man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We have got a great show for you today. Football Friday.
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than that. It's going to be a fun one. This is a huge weekend for college football. A very crucial weekend for some NFL teams. And we got those matchups for you here today on the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Matt, first off, we're gonna do things different today. We got our breaking news
Switch it
first.
up, man.
Instead of at the bottom, we're gonna bring you the breaking news so far at the top of the show. If there's anything that breaks out while we are on the show, we'll bring that to you at the end of the show. So, Matt, go ahead. You want to drop some breaking news?
The first thing of breaking news, thank you, Smitty, is Yahoo Sports reported that the NFL will propose a formal developmental league in 2017. My thoughts on this are this could be something pretty cool because it's like the NBA where you get to develop before you go out and become a star in the NFL, and you'd be more prone to being a star in the NFL if you had a year under your belt in the system. And you know, some rookies struggle.
Yeah.
Unlike the Cowboys. But
That's a different story.
That's a different story. We'll get to that later. But I think it'll be good for the players. Say, like, if they're sophomores, now that they have to do the 2-year rule in college.
Yeah.
Their sophomores going to be juniors, and they're, like, only 20, 21 years old, and they're all of a sudden in the NFL. And sometimes that freaks people out, and it's nerve-wracking to start an NFL game as a rookie.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It could be good if they do something about this.
Yes, definitely a good thing. Also, I think it might give those D2, you know, the D2 guys, it might give those guys some opportunities to get a chance now.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you might see more Division II football players drafted. Obviously, Northwest Missouri State, they're going to have, I mean, they're a powerhouse right now. We saw them this year.
Dynasty, yes.
You know, those type of teams, Fort Hays, you know, teams like that, I think you might see some more D2 players now getting chances to compete at the NFL level through this developmental. It's definitely something to keep the eyes on, make sure that it's going to happen. Obviously, they'll have to talk about this, you know, at the GM, you know, owner meetings, whatever you call it. In baseball, it's winter meetings, obviously, and those are going on now. But
Yes.
Matt, then also some sad news yesterday. Ex-USC and Jets running back,
And Chiefs.
yeah, McKnight, 28, killed in shooting that appeared to be from a road rage incident outside New Orleans in Louisiana yesterday afternoon. Tragic story. I think we've had 3 or 4 tragic events this week in the sports world, dating back to the Brazilian plane crash. There was one other we had, but I can't remember what it was. But just the Ohio State incident on there. That wasn't a sporting, but it was a big thing. So definitely a tragic week around sports, road rage. You know, I guess you got to control your road rage now. It's a very sad thing. I know a lot of NFL players. You know, Pete Carroll, who coached McKnight, you know, he shared his thoughts yesterday. Players around the league were sharing their thoughts, you know. So it's definitely a tragic event.
Yeah. I remember watching him play as a Chief because when you said that name, when the news came out, and I'm thinking, I recognize that name like a lot, and I'm thinking, did he play for the Chiefs? And he did, and I think his most memorable game for the Chiefs was against the Dolphins in 2014. Like a guy, Mr. Nick Jacobs, for Time Warner Cable and Kansas City Sports tweeted out yesterday. And then he tore his Achilles in practice less than a week later and spent the rest of that year with Derek Johnson, also on the IR.
Yeah.
I really liked him, and he had a lot of potential as a young star in this NFL. And it's just awful what happens to these guys, what happens in our society these days. Thoughts and prayers are definitely out to him and his family, and it's heartbreaking.
Never want to see it, especially road rage.
Anybody, and over a dispute over something, like that. It's pitiful. It's pathetic how that guy just decided to do that. But we'll hopefully move on from this.
Matt, also, we talked a little about it yesterday on the show. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is probably done for the year. The Patriots are most likely, they've pretty much said that. I've also been talking with some Patriot fans, and they feel like Rob's done for the year. Very, very bad thing, obviously. Never want to see.
No.
Gronk is one of the best tight ends in the game, and if not the best. And, he's had some injury issues. This one, it really hurts the Patriots. Yes. Thank goodness they did sign Martellus Bennett. We've talked about that a lot this week. That is a huge addition that if they wouldn't have had him, I think Patriots season would definitely be in jeopardy. Luckily enough, they do have a solid tight end to move on after this injury. So
it's not the end of the world, but it is a tough loss for that.
It's a big loss,
We've talked so much on this that I think we're ready to move on from that. We also had some baseball news with Pittsburgh Pirates third baseman Jung Ho Kong. He's been arrested and charged with leaving the scene of a DUI accident in his home country of his home city of Seoul, South Korea. It's awful.
The video released this morning, I haven't seen it, but I saw it.
Don't do that as a professional athlete because you're a role model. Kids look up to you.
Yeah,
that's enough.
You have enough money to afford taxis.
For real, you do. Yeah.
So do that, or Safe Ride, or something like that. Definitely. We'll see if the league punishes him. I'm not sure if they will or not. You don't know. He might get He might get fined.
Fine. Maybe a little suspension. That's small.
Probably nothing big. Nothing like if it was a domestic violence.
Yeah.
So, and then lastly, Matt, this came out about, an hour before our show.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel reaches an agreement to dismiss his domestic violence charge. So, Johnny Manziel is not in the league right now, so really don't really need to talk too much about this. I think it speaks for itself. Johnny Manziel at least cleared this, has got this charge clear. He needs to focus on now getting his life back on track so he can maybe get a chance at the NFL again.
Yeah.
Not sure. So that's all our breaking news for now.
Yes.
Like we said, we will keep up to date throughout the show. Be refreshing sports pages, checking for breaking news. So
last night we had some football, and this is Football Friday, but we had some Thursday night football. The recap of last night: the Cowboys defeated the Vikings in an ugly win for them, sloppy win for them.
Yeah.
But before that, this week we both picked the Cowboys for our picks. We're both 1-0 this week, and we are both exactly 23-11 for the year. And it's just we can't get over our heads against each other. The Cowboys won 17-15. It's just if it's that close against a team who's been inconsistent this year, it's sloppy.
Yeah.
Did the Cowboys win this, or did the Vikings hand the Cowboys the game?
Cowboys definitely fought hard. Going into the game, we kind of talked on the show, especially on Wednesday night when we had our call-ins. There was a lot of talk that, the Cowboys, this is going to be the most physical game they played. It definitely was. the offense struggled. That was the first time we've seen the two rookies kind of struggle. Yeah, Zeke still had quite a bit of rushing yards. The thing that was key for me in this game was Dak Prescott using the ability to run. That is where I've said for a long time now with the offensive line, when Romo was there, we need a quarterback who's two-dimensional, who can pass, who can use his legs. He kept the game going for the Cowboys last night on some crucial third downs with his legs and set up some scoring, a couple scoring drives. Vikings, however, the fumble on the punt return, that was huge. I kind of feel like the Vikings right then and there gave the Cowboys the game, but the Cowboys had to take advantage of that. Only down 2, it was 9-7 at that point. They had to take advantage, get in the end zone. You're going to think most of the time you're 1st and 10 from the 10, 1st and goal or whatever. You're going to hand the ball to Zeke. Instead, great play calling. They throw it to Dez for a screen. Dez takes it to the house. He's playing 9 yards off of him pretty much. And so, it was just, it was perfect. Dez gets in the end zone. But I will say, at the end of the game, there was a bad call. There should have been a flag on Sam Bradford in the 2-point conversion. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll admit it. He got hit in the face mask. Ref didn't see it. Luckily enough, boys sneak out of there with the win. The Vikings now, do you think this game right here hurts their season? Or do you think are you throwing the towel completely in? Or are you still riding with them, hoping for some reason that they can...
No. Or yes, I am throwing in the towel because we have 2 other excellent teams in this division.
Agree.
With the Detroit Lions, who are leading it, and the Green Bay Packers, they have the offense, and that they've been there before. Everybody knows that they can do it again. They can come back and maybe get a wild card, but it's going to be tough with that tough NFC East. I think the Vikings are done for the year because it's too much inconsistencies throughout the whole season that they're now going to be too far behind. It's sad to say that for Vikings team who lost their star quarterback for the year, and then they got a good quarterback was great in college, and he had some injuries problems, but to have this happen in your first year, it's like after with Bridgewater going down, this might be the best you expected, but then you got Bradford, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, and the offensive line's huge. They're missing those guys dramatically.
Other than the Lions surprising me, maybe not so much Eric, our good friend Eric Harrington, but the Lions are coming up. The Packers they faltered a little bit. Vikings I thought they would take advantage, and they haven't. And I think they're done because. What do they have looking forward?
Yeah, I'm not going to throw it in just yet. I think maybe if next week, definitely if they lose, yes, because it's against the Jaguars. They go to Jacksonville, then they get the Colts. Then the crucial one is at Green Bay in 3 weeks, and then they finish with the Bears. I see 3 of 4 they could win.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up on them.
As long as the Packers and the Lions also lose or beat each other up to make room for the Vikings to slip in.
The biggest thing, though, is they lost twice to the Lions. The first one in overtime back on November 6th, 22-16. And I believe Golden Tate had that crazy touchdown where he kept his feet in bounds somehow to score on that to win it. And then, obviously not last night, but the week before to the Lions, they lost on that field goal. They led that entire game. They've lost a lot of close ones here lately. They've lost their last 4 games. They've lost by 6 points or less. Or their last 5, but their last 4 losses. In their last 5 games, their 4 losses, they're 1-4. They have lost those 4 by 6 or less. And so they've been in games. It's finding ways to win. They have not found that yet. Matt, we have a comment here from Jared Polifka. Do you think NFL, and I've thought this for a while now, I mean, especially this year, do you feel like Thursday night games are a good thing or a bad thing? Should the NFL keep them? Should they get rid of them? I personally think they should get rid of them. But what do you think?
As a football fan, I kind of like having football on Thursdays.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome having football on Thursdays. But you've had Titans and Jaguars. You've had, the Panthers-Broncos, but the Panthers were disappointing. You're going to have the Chiefs and Raiders next week.
That'll be a good one.
You've had the Cowboys a few weeks, the Lions a few weeks. Yeah. It's been a struggle for
Green Bay Bears.
It's been a struggle for watching Thursday night football games this year, and I think it takes a lot more than the color rush jerseys to thanks that comment. I love that.
Yeah.
The color rush jerseys are what makes the Thursday night games great, in my opinion, because you get to see the Christmas game like it was last year with the Jets and the Bills. It looked like Christmas lights. It's kind of like the laughingstock of the NFL of the week, like game-wise.
Yeah.
Because the great matchups are Sunday night and Monday night, and then it just gets weaker.
Definitely
and weaker
Sunday night.
Earlier the week, and I don't think they get rid of them. It might take more than just one sloppy season, to even think of proposing something like this.
My biggest thing, I've heard commentators, analysts talk about this. They kind of feel like if you play on a Thursday night, the week before you should be on your bye week, so you're coming off of a bye.
Ooh, we've had that a lot this year with,
and that would be good, I think, because like Jared just said, Andrew Luck got hurt the week before. They played Thanksgiving night, obviously. Andrew Luck got hurt that Sunday.
Yeah.
He enters concussion protocol. Definitely, that eliminates him from playing. So that's where they were talking about the bye weeks, where you have a bye week and then you play that Thursday. So that gives you like a week and a half. Yeah, it's probably an advantage. But I feel like that's what they should execute those games through the bye week team. Like, so Cowboys, Vikings, obviously they played Thanksgiving, both teams. Yes, they had a week off. That's okay, I think, because you get a full week off. The week before, though, they should have had a bye before Thanksgiving. Then Detroit, Cowboys, Washington,
yeah.
And then you're not going to have 6 teams, though, having a bye. That's the bad thing. That's the thing where this Thursday night now, they've placed a game for Thursday night on Thanksgiving when there's already 2 games going. Maybe you should put the Lions game at the 3 o'clock start and put the Cowboys at the 7. And then switch them every year. Because they're always playing on Thanksgiving.
Or the noon.
And then do away with the noon game. Focus on that. Give those teams buys before that week. And then give the teams buys. That's kind of my take on it. I don't think they'll do that, but the guys I've heard, analysts, they say that it's it would be a great consideration to think about doing that. And yes, which Andrew Luck's still in concussion protocol as of today.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm done with Thursday night football.
Yeah,
we have a big matchup for Fort Hays fan base, athletics people. The Fort Hays football team is traveling down to Copperas Cove, Texas, to take on Eastern New Mexico, who both have a 7-4 record, in the Heart of Texas bowl game, which is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. It is on ESPN3. So it's on Watch ESPN. So if you have that,
if your cable, you can watch games online, ESPN3. You can watch the Tigers tomorrow night.
That is
first time in school history, I believe, that they are playing in back-to-back bowl games.
Yes.
So that is back-to-back seasons of playing in bowl games. That's awesome. Also today, some news dropped on the Tigers defense. A player, a certain individual. You want to drop the info? I'll let you drop the news, man. It's exciting news.
Cito Jr., who is our defensive end, number 8 for the Tigers, he won the defensive player of the Super Region. That it's a group of like 5, I think, 4 or 5 regions,
Yep.
and he won the defensive player of the year, I believe, for that region, Super Regions technically. So that is awesome. He is deserving of this. His stats were up there.
Watch out, because he might win D2 Defensive Player of the Year,
Yes,
and I hope
he's
you
a
do,
candidate
Cito.
for it, yes.
Because you are much deserving of that
I agree.
award. And if football team's watching, any of you guys, hey, good luck tomorrow.
Only the 3rd time in the postseason.
Bring
so.
that trophy back here. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to watch the game. We can't be there to cover it.
We're going to cover some wrestling. We actually have some wrestling also tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Bob Smith Open is here at Gross Memorial Coliseum at 9 a.m.
Yep.
So we'll be there all day, and we'll possibly be live tweeting the football game with we're watching it at least. So
Matt, we'll do away with the Tiger Bowl. How about NCAA Championship Conference Weekend? Our records going in, you are 14-18, myself 25-7. You're gonna need a big week this week.
I do.
You're gonna need me to go defeated. You're gonna have to go undefeated like I did last week. How about we get it started?
Help from everybody.
Tonight, there's 2 games. We got the MAC Conference Championship. Number 17, Western Michigan, who is 12-0, takes on Ohio. That is 8-4. Western Michigan, 16.5-point favorites. Matt, who do you like and why?
Western Michigan. I want to say this because, for one, they're undefeated. For 2, Eric would kill me if I did not take Western Michigan in this game. It's a Michigan school. He loves the Michigan schools. I think they go more than that spread with a 42-17 victory. I watched Ohio play KU this year. Yes, they did beat them, but I think Western Michigan, being undefeated, they stay undefeated. They've played exceptional this year.
They need a win to secure a bowl in the, I believe it's is it the Cotton?
Probably,
they get a bowl if they are the top non-top 5 power conference team ranked. I am going with Western Michigan. I'm going pretty big, 42-27. I think they are playing for that bowl game. I think they have a right to say, hey, we're undefeated. We should play in the college football playoff. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But I totally feel like they have the right to argue that.
This is their chance to show that they are worth their whole season is worth the being recognized somehow, some way, in whatever bowl they may end up in.
Matt, tonight also the Pac-12 championship.
Big game, big.
This is huge because either team could sneak into the top 4 with a win. I don't see it as likely of it happening, just because I feel like the committee is definitely giving the Big Ten some much needed love. I will say that. They are by far the best conference in football this year. We got the Pac-12 championship with number 8 Colorado taking on number 4 Washington. Colorado enters at 10-2, Washington 11-1. Washington 7.5-point favorites. Do the Huskies get the win to clinch a spot in the college football playoff?
If they win, they will be in the playoff because they are number 4. I don't think anybody would jump them, no matter what scenarios play out. They would be number 4. I don't think that's going to happen. I like Colorado in this game. I did watch them play last week.
We watched a little of
and
it.
I've watched Washington play this year. this is a clash of the top two teams in the Pac-12, and I think that Colorado doesn't cover this. They cover the spread.
The spread has went up. It's 8.5.
Oof. I don't agree with that. I think Colorado defeats Washington. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. 28-24. I don't see. I like Jake Browning. He's a Heisman hopeful.
Who's got stuff to.
He has to prove his worth for the Heisman, or for a chance at the Heisman, and I don't think it's there tonight.
I'm at.
Buffs come in and defeat them.
I'm gonna have to disagree, and it's not. I've been really sold on Colorado this year, but I just feel like the Buffs. This is in California. It's gonna be like a home game for Washington. Washington's not that far. Colorado's a little farther. I just feel like Jake Browning is too good. He wants to prove to the nation tonight on national TV on Fox Sport. I don't know if it's Fox Sports 1 or just Fox, but he wants to prove to those guys, to everyone out there, that, hey, don't count me out of the Heisman Trophy. And so, even if Colorado wins, which I kind of am pulling for the Buffs, even though I'm picking Washington, I think Washington will win. But I'm kind of pulling for the Buffs just because they've been down for so long. And I don't think with a win it's enough to get them into the top 4 playoff, because they've already played Michigan, and we've seen how the committee did it with Clemson, Louisville earlier this year. They did not jump Louisville ahead of Clemson when Clemson lost, because Clemson head-to-head beat Louisville. And that's where Michigan and Colorado have played. Colorado will not jump Michigan.
No.
And it was, Colorado had that game. They really did, and that was in Michigan. They had that game. So right now, I feel like Colorado's probably like, man, we're kicking ourselves in the foot right now. Why did we let this happen? So that's why I'm taking Washington tonight, is because of Jake Browning's. He's wanting to prove he's a Heisman Trophy candidate and should be the winner. Colorado, if they win the Pac-12, though, I'm sorry. I don't think it's enough to jump you into the top 4. That's just...
I agree.
Just because of that right there, the way Louisville and Clemson went.
This is I kind of want the scenario to play out for Eric, because if, say, Colorado defeats Washington, they will fall, and Penn State beats Wisconsin, then in the Big Ten championship, then Michigan could jump Washington and end up in the playoff. And we all know that Eric loves his Michigan team, the Wolverines, so that'd be good for him. I don't know what could anything could happen, really.
I really think if you are a Michigan fan, though, you want Wisconsin to win, because, well, they both, I guess, just because they've already beat Wisconsin. Yeah, I know Wisconsin's, 6 right now? Yes. So, compared to Penn State 7, is there much difference between 6 and 7?
They're both 10 and 2.
Yeah. So, the Big Ten, Michigan is just tonight. Hopefully, they hope to be licking their chops.
They have been They are trying to get everything, all the cards to fall into place, and if it happens, potential number 4. Enough about that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have Big 12 games. With the first one, because he's a K-State fan. K-State travels to
TCU.
To Fort Worth to play TCU. TCU is a 3.5-point favorite, which is odd because K-State has a one game lead on them. I'm still going with, I hate to do this as a KU fan, but I don't like TCU either. So I'm going to go with K-State. I've seen them play because I watched the KU-K-State game. I have K-State winning 30-27. It'll be around the spread the opposite way.
I've got K-State.
Their defense is It's
good. And TCU's down this year. Sorry about that. The thing with K-State I'm worried about is if Jesse Ertz is playing. He got hurt last year, or last week, sorry. TCU's down. TCU and Baylor are not the teams we saw the first year of the college football playoff when they were 4-5. They're not those type of teams. I think K-State, you look back to their schedule. They should have beat West Virginia. They were winning that game. Should have beat Oklahoma State. They would be sitting at 2 right now in the Big 12 if they win those games. So, definitely, and hoping that Oklahoma State would beat Oklahoma. K-State, however, will get this job done. Bill Snyder will have the team ready. They let up near the end last week, and you got to give credit to KU. KU did not quit playing that game. K-State kind of felt like I think they had it in the bag, which I know K-State was not opening the playbook as much because they had 2 quarterbacks were hurt. So, and they were just trying to get out of that game with everyone still left intact. So, that's why I think K-State gets the edge here. I got them 30-24.
Good pick. Solid pick. The next game is the Big 12 championship with quotation marks, really. The number 10 team, Oklahoma State, who are 9-2, it's the Red River rivalry, Bedlam, I think.
Bedlam,
yeah. Take on number 9, Oklahoma, Oklahoma is also 9-2. They're 11-point favorites. They are our friend Marissa's favorite team.
Yep.
Miss Marissa Dixon. She loves Oklahoma.
Boom Sooner!
We told you we'd give you a shout out on the show. And I can't. It's a 9-10 matchup, but it's going to be a lot further than that. The ranks indicate. Oklahoma's offense. I wish the Chiefs' would draft that whole offense. Oklahoma's offense is solid.
Baker Mayfield,
D.D. Westbrook, Samaje P. Ryan, Dixon. I can't think of his first name. They are so good. The offensive line helps Baker Mayfield and get to his weapons. It's so awesome. Oklahoma's going to win this game, and it's going to be kind of a close one, but Oklahoma will take control of the whole game. Oklahoma State might sneak in at the end. 35-28 Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner.
I got Boomer Sooner, 31-17. They still are a chance at a long shot for the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I do not see it happening. Had they beat Ohio State earlier this year?
Or even Houston. They could be considered not having that bad loss.
Yeah. Definitely, because Houston beating Louisville is like, oh man, don't count out Oklahoma. That loss is not as bad. Then Louisville and Houston both lose the last week of the season last week. So that hurt them. But had they beat Oklahoma or Ohio State, then there could be talks that
would be in.
Oklahoma would jump in, and then Ohio State might be thrown out. But it's not probably likely. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to say it's not possible because you don't know about this committee. So I just don't think if they had a Big 12 championship, there maybe would be talk about these guys, which there will be a Big 12 next year. So Oklahoma next year definitely is your shot to do it again. Hope everyone comes back that's not a senior. Chances, who knows about that? You'll have to wait till after the bowl game. Yeah. If not, if Oklahoma gets a win, they're still getting a good bowl. So, yes. I mean, it's not like the Big 12 is just being thrown out. Yeah. So, Matt,
Fiesta.
SEC championship. Usually, this is the game during this time of the year where it's like, okay, this is the best conference. It's not this year.
No,
it is not.
All.
This is not the top game this year. Matt, number 1 Bama, undefeated, 12-0, takes on number 15 Florida, who's 8-3. Bama's 24-point favorites. Do they cover? Do they win? Do they stay undefeated?
Oh, I want so bad to go against Alabama. I really don't like that team. They're so good, and no one can seem to beat them this year. And I want to take Florida, but I can't. Alabama will definitely cover the spread. Their offense with Jalen Hurts as the quarterback / running back, he's just a beast is what he is.
Beast mode.
He is so good on offense. He will light up the scoreboard. The defense will also shut down Florida, and they might even get a score. I say Alabama wins 42-9.
42-9. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got 42-13. I think this is Bama. I think it's just Alabama's too good. They need some tougher competition. They'll get it. I think even if they were to lose this game, they're still going to be in the football playoff, college football playoff. I just don't see them dropping because they go undefeated in the regular season and then drop a conference championship game. I don't see that dropping them from the. Might drop them to 4. They'll still be playing that 1-4 matchup. So
I don't even think they drop to 4 if they lose.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably 3.
Yeah.
At least.
So
Yeah.
definitely Bama. You got the ACC championship. This is a game that not many people are talking about, and they need to be because the number 3 team's playing the Clemson Tigers, who are 11-1, take on Virginia Tech at 23, who's ranked 23. They are 9-3. Clemson's 10-point favorites. Do you see this being a game that Va Tech could win?
It's competitive. It will be competitive in the early going. But Clemson's going to pull away late. And late, I mean halfway through the third quarter, they're going to turn on the afterburners, you could say, and just roll with this game. And Clemson will win 38-21. Deshaun Watson, man.
He's something else.
He's going to be a solid quarterback in the NFL if he can convert his skills over and grow. And I think Clemson's too much for Virginia Tech in that second half. They're going to wear them down, really.
Yeah, I've got Clemson 38-21. Clemson's just. I think they're going to be.
I said
you put yours is 31-21.
Mine's 31-21. Mine
38-21. Clemson, too much to want. I like Browning that can boost his Heisman hopes. Lamar Jackson's done. We talked a little on the show on Wednesday or Tuesday about this. That, hey, these 2 quarterbacks still have something to prove in one more week. Now's the time. Now's the time to do it. I think he's too much for Va Tech and the Hokies. So, Clemson, 38-21. And then the final
one, we've got the Big Ten Championship, the best conference in college football right now, with the 2, 5, 6, 7 teams ranked in the top 25. Wisconsin is the 6th seed, or the 6th best team in the conference or country. They come in at 10-2. Penn State is 7th in the country. They also come in at 10-2. Wisconsin is a 3-point favorite. I'm gonna have to pick this Wisconsin team, the Badgers.
Taking the Badgers.
I've got it 21-17. It'll be a good game. It'll be a very good game to see. There might be, if Wisconsin wins or if Penn State wins, some other team might end up going into the playoff. Or this has an effect on not just these 2 teams. It has an effect on the other 2 Big Ten teams and possibly like Colorado or Washington as well. So I got Wisconsin 21-17.
I've got Penn State. Nittany Lions are back in the college football talks. Past the Joe Paterno days. Joe Pod. Penn State, 24-17. I think they won't clinch a spot, though, in the playoff. I just think the committee they've lost to Michigan. And I think that's...
They did beat Ohio State.
They did beat Ohio State, and that's the thing. It's just a circle, and we've talked about that. I think that if you play in it, because we've seen it before. We've done it before where you see it where some team, Ohio State was 6th a few years ago, and just rolled through the Big Ten championship to jump 2 Big 12 schools who only have 1 loss. They play these conference games huge one year, and now this year they're not. I feel like, because you don't have the 2 and the 5 teams playing. You have the 6 and the 7. So if you're going to do it one year, you need to stay consistent and do it the rest. But that's what, I don't know. It's college football. Matt, real quick, I want your Final 4 teams you think will be saying on Monday before any of these games go on.
Bama 1.
Okay.
Ohio State 2. Clemson 3. Michigan 4. I don't like any of the teams because I'm a KU fan, but that's probably what is going to happen. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be as crazy as Santos field goal going off the goalpost. It's going to happen. Eric Harrington, you will love that. And
Eric will be happy, but he's going to be disappointed in me.
Do you want to predict your 4 teams?
Yeah, Eric's going to be disappointed in me. Michigan fans in general. I do not see any of these 4 teams, the top 4 teams, losing this week. I've got Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, Washington. I just don't see it. It's not that I don't like Michigan, because I think Michigan should be in there, but I just don't see Clemson or Washington losing this week. And this is when the College Football Committee after this year needs to expand it to 8.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna leave my thing on that.
College football with that.
College football, you need to expand to 8.
All right. The next thing we'll talk about is NFL. We've got NFL this weekend, always. Week
Once
13.
again, my team don't play on Sunday.
That'll be another.
It's fun
another
to
off
watch
day for him.
football.
Our first matchup we're going to look at.
Our record's going in, obviously. 23.
23-11. We are just going head to head here. The Kansas City Chiefs are 8-3. Falcons go to Atlanta. The Falcons are 7-4. Falcons are actually a 4.5-point favorite. Their offense is explosive. Their defense is missing some people now with Trufant and Dean. I not think of his name right now. They're going on to IR or having surgery. If the Chiefs' offense can get going, more so than they did in that first half against the Broncos, which was ugly, the Chiefs will come out with this victory because of their defense. They really will. And Tyreek Hill might not have the 3-touchdown performance of the receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, return touchdown, but look for maybe Macklin to come back and provide his leadership and get this offense going. The defense will have a touchdown or maybe a sack or a turnover. They've got to have a turnover. The Chiefs thrive on the turnover margin, the plus turnover margin. Chiefs win 28-27. This game, it might not affect the Chiefs going in because of having the Denver in a few weeks, Oakland next week, and the Chargers to end the season. But even the Titans in that mix. But
yeah,
it's still a high risk, high reward game for them.
I've been talking, one of my close friends, Brady Reed, he's a huge Chiefs fan. And last night I was watching the Cowboys game with him. And I was talking to him while doing the script. And, it was, we talked about this. We just weren't sure I asked him what his thoughts were. He, coming from a Chief fan, he thought that they would have lost last week to Denver, lost this week to Atlanta. Atlanta's a tough place to play. Matt Ryan's playing great, obviously. Julio Jones, when he goes off,
when he goes off, he's gone off 4 times this year. They've lost 3 of those games.
Yeah, you look at.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
You look at Julio Jones, 6 games. He has had over 100 yards receiving and led their team in receiving yards.
That's awesome for the stat we just had. But
Yeah.
the matchup in my book to watch is Julio Jones possibly versus Marcus Peters. That is great. Like, that's just a great combo of two excellent players in this league right now. And then you've sorry for taking away from your
No,
seat,
you're
but
good.
Justin Houston being healthy, and then D Ford possibly coming back, and Tamba Hali coming back, or still healthy, still older but healthy, and Chris Jones, and even though Jay Howard is now on IR the rest of the year, R&R, which is Rakeem Nunez-Roches, the 7th-round pick this year, those guys up the middle, I'm sorry. Good luck to that offensive line if they can hold their own.
I agree.
If they can stand a chance against this front seven of the Kansas City Chiefs, they could win. I don't see it happening.
If Julio Jones does what he did against Carolina, 300 yards and a win, and a 48-33 win. I mean, because we all know Julio Jones. I mean,
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama great, just all around, just probably the best receiver in the game right now.
He has the most receiving yards this year. So.
Yep. I think Chiefs come away with a win. 24-20. I told Brady last night I was really leaning toward the Falcons because he was kind of telling me that, hey, coming from a Chief fan. But I think I'm going to rely on the Chiefs this week. I think that's a surprise to some. But, if I'm the Chiefs, I let Julio get his yards. Make someone else beat me.
Get his yards, but not necessarily 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. That would not be cool.
Let him see what he can get. And then from there on, I'd just say, hey, if Julio's going to beat us by himself, cool. But I think it's going to be a good game. 24-20 Chiefs.
Got some news later.
That is a tough place to play as well.
It is. You know it from Cowboys going there every few years. Chiefs don't really go that once every 8 years. The next matchup, we've got the Lions take on the Saints. Go travel to the Superdome, take on the Saints. Lions 7-4, Saints 5-6. Saints are 6-point favorites. The Saints defense is awful. Saints offense is great. Matt Stafford versus Drew Brees will be a fine matchup.
Yeah.
Lions defense has some playmakers on that team. I say the Lions get the victory 30-27.
Not so fast. Saints in the not Super or not Metro, whatever. They're in the Mercedes-Benz Dome now. Drew Brees might be floating under the radar this year. Because you got Matt Ryan, you got Dak Prescott, you got Tom Brady, you got Derek Carr. Drew Brees is having a season like those guys. He's just not getting credit for it. Drew Brees did not find Brandon Cooks last week. That hardly ever happens. They have a huge game. I think this is going to be a shootout. Matt Stafford, Drew Brees, great wide receivers on both ends. Shootout. No defense involved. I've got the Saints 31-27, but I will not be shocked if the Lions would win.
On a fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah.
Another one this year.
Yeah. So I think this might be one of the best games this week if you like offense. It is the best game this week if you like offense.
Last week, defense-wise, it was Chiefs-Broncos. This week, Lions. Oh, man. Those quarterbacks are good.
Yes. This one, high scoring. I should have looked what the over-under is because just guessing on it, I'm going to take the over just because of
the high-octane offenses. And
yes. The over-under is 53.5. I'm taking the over. So,
and you've got 57 or 58 point total. So that's a good choice. Good choice.
Okay, the Rams 4-7 take on New England, who's 9-2. Patriots 13-point favorites. Matt, there's been talks. Garoppolo might play. Tom Brady though was back at practice on the field yesterday. There's word that Tom Brady, the Patriots wouldn't mind starting Garoppolo, but Tom Brady does not want that to happen.
No.
I think Brady plays. I think he'll play. But it almost, if I was a Patriots fan, I'd almost be thinking, hey, we're playing the Rams. If we can't get a win against the Rams with the back, Garoppolo looked good early. And, look what happened to Gronk. You don't want that to happen to Tom. Tom Brady plays, though. Patriots too much. 35-17. Not even a close one. Your thoughts?
I agree with that, not even a close one. Doesn't matter who Tom Brady has on that offense. He has proved that he is, in my opinion, over the last decade, he has been the MVP of the NFL overall for the last 10 years. Because no matter who you put in there, as a wide receiver, as a running back, as a tight end, he somehow gets touchdowns to them. All these guys that come out of nowhere, Malcolm Mitchell is a rookie, Chris Hogan's young. These guys I didn't even hear of before this year, to be honest.
We talked with Andy, and he was saying the same thing.
Tom Brady is so good. He is going to win this game. He's going to get 4 touchdowns. He's going to have 4 touchdown passes. The running game will get there, but he will have a 4-touchdown performance, 28-14, victory over the Rams.
Yeah,
not much else I could say.
I think, yeah.
It's
New
impressive.
England.
It's impressive with him doing whatever he does.
He's like him and Peyton Manning. Bring in any receiver, we'll make him good. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. The Broncos at 7-4, Matt, traveled to Jacksonville, who's 2-9. Denver's 3.5-point favorites. Do you think the Broncos avoid an upset here? Avoid the upset.
I think the Broncos are banged up. Simeon has been in a walking boot this week. He hasn't practiced. Could be the beginning of the Paxton Lynch era. I don't know. I haven't heard the final word yet. But they are going on the road. It is beautiful Jacksonville, sort of. Better than Denver, better than this area with the snow. But I think the Jaguars are they have some injuries. They do Jaguar things. They did it during the Chiefs. They're going to do it against the Broncos. Broncos go in 17-10. It's low scoring. Because even if Simeon plays, his foot hurts. It's like when Peyton Manning played and threw 4 interceptions against the Chiefs. If Paxton Lynch plays, he's a rookie. We don't know what he's going to exactly be like as a starter.
Yeah, he's had one
game, but it's
and it wasn't a good one.
You can't just judge him off of one game.
No.
So, 17-10, low scoring.
And thank goodness Denver got that pick when they did, because the Cowboys are trying to get it, and we would not have Dak Prescott. Thank you, Denver.
Chiefs were going after.
Not that I don't think Paxton Lynch is going to be that. I think Paxton Lynch will be all right. I really do. It's just, look what Dak's doing. We wouldn't have had that. Yes, Denver's too much. 24-21. I think it'll be a close one. Just because I'm not so sure if Simeon's playing or not. And Denver's offense sometimes is scary because you don't know if they're going to get it going. Jacksonville, though,
defense will keep them in game.
Jacksonville has been another disappointing team this year in the NFL. I had a lot of high hopes on them this year.
For especially Blake Bortles. He's got weapons. Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson.
Allen Hurns is out, by the way, along with, I believe, T.J. Yeldon, I think it was. I'm not sure.
Mercedes Lewis, T.J. Yeldon. Yeah. They've got all kinds of weapons. They just
definitely, that does not help the Jaguars at all. Denver's too much. Houston Texans, though, travel to Lambeau Field. Texans are 6-5, while the Packers are 5-6. Packers still fighting in the NFC North. They're 6.5-point favorites, Matt. I like the Packers, and I like them kind of big, 31-17.
I do too. 4 touchdown passes for Rodgers as well. His offense he controls that offense, and he does it to the best of his ability. Even if the Packers defense lets him down. 28-17. Texans offense is, I don't like saying this, but Osweiler is not good. He
No.
is overrated with that $72 million.
We've already been talking, and as much as you're a Chiefs fan and probably do not like John Elway, a lot of people do not like John Elway.
He was, I will admit it,
That was a
smart decision on
great
that, on
GM.
that front.
Great,
He kind
great
of saw it
move.
coming.
Yes.
He knew it was coming. So we both have Packers.
Packers, yes. And they are not out of the NFC
no.
North.
It'll come
Just
down to
when
that
everyone
Packers
says they are out, Aaron Rodgers
They have
does
Aaron Rodgers. Don't
Rodgers
count out
thing.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
He's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I'll keep saying it. The next game we have is the Miami Dolphins go to Baltimore. They're both on the cusp of playoffs. Dolphins, if the season ended today, will be the sixth seed. Ravens, I believe, are leading the division. They would be the 4 seed. Dolphins are 7-4. Ravens 6-5. Ravens 3.5-point favorites. I don't like that. Ryan Tannehill has been inconsistent throughout the beginning of his career. And they're going against a very good defense. That defense will wear down someday, and that someday is Sunday. Miami wins 24-21.
Okay. I've got the Dolphins.
Sorry.
17-14.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right.
Doesn't matter. It's
Just go with it.
They're going with
Dolphins win, and we both had 3 points, so
Yes.
that does not matter. Dolphins win. Ryan Tannehill is playing his best football. The Dolphins defense is playing better than ever since they've had Sue. You know, everyone was saying Dolphins are going to be a great defensive team when they bring in Ndamukong Suh. Yes, they are starting to show it. Dolphins are playing for something finally, folks. Do not count the Dolphins out. Baltimore, I'm just not sold on them. Their offense is struggling. Joe Flacco is not as good as he's got credit for. I've got Dolphins by 3, just like you. Dolphins, the way to go.
Nice.
Buffalo Bills,
Oh, yeah.
6-5, take on the Raiders of 9-2. Matt, Raiders 3-point favorites at home.
LOL. I'm going to laugh out loud. The Raiders get the business done at home. Yes, they lost to the Chiefs there. I will always bring that up, actually. The
What's your
Raiders
score?
will... I have the Raiders winning this game. It is against the Bills. They do have Shady McCoy. He's kind of...
He's been banged up all year. Sammy Watkins is a go.
So that's good news.
Tyrod
It's going to
Taylor
be
needs that.
a 27-13 ball game.
This is a game I could see the Raiders dropping. I don't have it. I've got the Raiders 24-13. Derek Carr's fingers should be okay, I believe.
Yeah, he just dislocated it in two spots. He should be fine.
Just dislocation, no big deal. Get out there, throw some more passes. Derek Carr and the Raiders somehow win this game and set up a huge Thursday night matchup with the Chiefs next week in Arrowhead.
I agree. That's going to be a very good game.
Yep.
Next game on the list is the New York Giants traveling to Pittsburgh and taking on the Steelers, who are 6-5, Giants 8-3. Steelers are 6.5-point favorites, though. I don't think so. I think the Giants come in, get the job done. Odell has 2 touchdowns. Eli Manning, you'll see him run the ball a little bit, trying to hurry away from that Steelers defense. Just a little bit. He won't run too much. He won't get hurt, but he'll run a little bit. I'm calling it. Giants victory 30-27.
I have got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
In a tight race for that NFC East.
It is, and it scares me. That's why I'm going with the Steelers. The Steelers finally are healthy. Their defense needs to prove something, though, this week. Because, yes, Odell and Eli might have a huge week. I hope not, but don't be surprised if they have a huge week. I think, though, Pittsburgh answers that with the Roethlisberger Antonio Brown show. 27-21 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will regain control of the AFC North. Cowboys get another game ahead of the Giants, setting up a crucial week next Sunday night against the Giants in New York. Steelers. We got the Redskins 6-4-1 versus the Arizona Cardinals 4-6-1. Cardinals 2-point favorites. Are you buying that?
No, not at all. Why would they ever do that? They're done. I'm sticking the fork in them like I did the Bengals a few weeks ago. Redskins, Kirk Cousins is a decent quarterback now, and he's going to provide that offense 35-14. The Cardinals are just struggling. I don't know. They're just down in the dumps. I don't know if they will ever get out of it this year.
Carson Palmer's had a horrible
Pack
year.
up for 2017, boys.
I got the Redskins 31-20. Kirk Cousins playing some amazing football right now. Throwing just tremendous. Big game note though, Matt. Going into this is no Jordan Reed. And I see Kevin just commented on that. Yesterday it was announced Jordan Reed probably is not going to go. He played last Thursday with a shoulder injury and played tremendous.
I don't know how you do that. I stopped my football life because of it. It is not good to play with. It's not good to play with a shoulder injury. But that guy is tough. That AC sprain, I believe, is what he had. That's how I started out mine, and mine got worse and turned into labrum surgery. I hope he gets that healed up quick. And it's tough to come back from.
Hopefully, if you're a fantasy owner, like in my league, I have Jordan Reed, but I also got Delaney Walker. So hopefully you have those two, because those two are really good tight ends. That's as we flip it, we got 2 games left. And this one we had to go into because Tampa Bay is starting to surge. They're 6-5, traveling to San Diego, who's 5-6, and the Chargers are not out of it. They're 4-point dogs, or 4-point favorites. Sorry. The Buccaneers are 4-point dogs. I like the Chargers 27-21. It's in San Diego. Phillip Rivers plays good. Might be one of the last few games in San Diego, too. Who are you taking?
Chargers. Phillip Rivers is a solid quarterback. He gets overshadowed because of the AFC West being great this year. Great this year. The Phillip Rivers gets 5 touchdown passes. They get a rushing touchdown from Melvin Gordon, 42-35. It'll be a shootout. Jameis Winston will have a good game, but not enough to stop the Chargers.
Yeah, I think I agree. And do you have some news on the Chargers? There was talks yesterday that they are filing.
Oh yeah, the relocation to go to LA, right?
Yeah.
I can't think.
They are gonna take it before the league to move to LA. Sad thing. I was hoping they would stay in San Diego. It's not gonna probably happen. As long as the league approves. Yes, Mom, I know. As long as the league approves the thing gets approved, they will be gone. So, anyway.
Makes it more enjoyable.
Yes. As we go to Carolina, Seattle on Sunday night, it's in the 12th man. Seahawks coming off that 14 to 5 point loss to the Buccaneers. Panthers at 4-7, Seahawks 7-3-1, Seattle 7-point favorites. Do you like the Panthers or do you like the Seahawks?
Seahawks 21-17. Panthers are not good. Seahawks are devastated after losing, only scoring 5 points last week. They're going to win. They're at home.
Agree.
They bounce back.
Russell Wilson is going to have a good game. Doug Baldwin's going to have a huge game. Jimmy Graham's going to have a huge game. Their whole team. The defense probably too. 38-20 Seahawks. That is our Sunday night game. That's our NFL picks for the week, Matt. And as of now, do you have an update for Tiger Woods? Remember, his first tournament in 15 months.
Since the Wyndham Championship last year.
Can we hear an
Tiger
update?
Woods started out at +1 from finishing yesterday. He is now at 6 under through 35 holes completed for the match.
Woo.
7 under today. 7 birdies, no bogeys. 7 birdies, the rest pars. Yeah, knock on wood. He's playing excellent. He is now on 18. I believe they haven't updated the score. But a 33 going out and possibly a 31 maybe if he gets a birdie here, or 32 coming back in.
Huge day for Tiger.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And he's vaulted up the scoreboard. He's gone up 9 spots. That is awesome.
We will definitely we will bring you the Tiger Woods result on Monday. Obviously, we won't have a show on the weekend, but we will have results, your thoughts on Tiger. You're huge into Tiger Woods.
I'm a big-time golfer. So I love Tiger Woods.
So, yes, that'll definitely take place on Monday, Matt. Any other breaking news?
Not that I have seen so far. We'll take a look ahead to Monday's show. We'll have the NCAA Conference Championship recaps, and of course we'll have NFL recaps from Sunday's matchups, and then a look ahead to Monday Night Football, which are the
Colts and the
Titans, maybe.
No, Titans are off this week. I got it right. Jets.
Colts and Jets.
Titans and Browns are off. Browns needed a week off. I think everyone can agree to that.
Yeah. It's all Monday Night Football. Whatever.
Monday Night Football, though, we will have it.
Yeah.
It's not.
We'll also have the Tiger Woods update for finishing. Even though you might know, but my reaction to it and maybe his reaction to it.
Yeah, I'll give.
Any other breaking news and hot topics? That pretty much wraps
Yeah,
up the
Matt.
show.
Once again, everyone, Matt Hastings' birthday today. If you have not wished him a happy birthday, please go do so. It looks like our cake is melting. Oops.
That's the opposite of the Chiefs season. Don't take that as a sign.
Very good point.
Just saying.
Anyway, yes. We hope you guys have a great weekend, Matt. Have a great birthday.
Make sure to thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate the cake and all the support.
Yeah,
from our fans.
it's just what we do.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at MHSM Sports Show. Look up our Facebook page at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. And we also have our YouTube page up. I'll be uploading some more videos.
Yeah, we need to get some videos up. We've been slacking.
Subscribe to us at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. From
Smitty McQueen
and Matty Highland on his 22nd birthday. And the rest of the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen
Sports Show
crew, everybody.
Definitely shorthanded today.
Yeah, have a great weekend. We hope you all enjoy this weekend full of football. So long. Have a good day.